Namaskar, Shalom. We are getting you this broadcast at a time when Israel is under attack. Terrorist organization Hamas has fired thousands of rockets towards the Israeli cities and towns. The death toll right now is over 300. That's what our sources in Israel are saying. And Israel has retaliated. There have been now casualties on part of the Palestinians also in Gaza Strip. But this is an unprecedented situation that has emerged in Israel. And to talk more on this, we have an esteemed panel. We are joined by Ms. Sharon Haskell. She is the member of the Israeli parliament, the Knesset. She belongs to the National Unity Party. Earlier, she was with the ruling Likud party of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu. Now she's in the opposition camp. She belongs to the National Unity Party. She has also served in the Israeli Defense Forces as a combat soldier during the Second Intifada. And she's considered as one of the most articulate voices from the Israeli political system. And she has been very vocal about the issues. She has herself served in the Israeli Defense Forces, and she knows this issue very well. We also have with us Ms. Litel Shimesh. She's one of the most popular television anchors from Israel. She joins us from Israel. And we also have a resident from Ashkelon. It's a Israeli city which is located near the Gaza Strip, and it has faced the brunt of the violence that has been unleashed by terrorist group Hamas. My name is Sunil Bhatt, and now I will talk to these special guests from Israel one by one. I will first go to Sharon Haskell. She is the member of the Israeli parliament, the Knesset. Ma'am, first of all, many thanks for speaking to India today. I can understand that it's a very difficult time for Israel and the Jewish community there. Our thoughts and prayers are with all of you who are facing this, unprecedented situation right now. Ma'am, can you just share details that what exactly is the situation right now there?
Thank you very much, Sunil, and thank you for your thoughts and your prayer for the state of Israel as well, and to all the citizens who are praying for a citizen. This has been one of the worst attacks in 50 years since the war that we call the War of Yom Kippur. We have hundreds of dead, 1,800 casualties, wounded. Hamas has invaded into 22 towns in Israel and have committed acts of, to be honest, these are actually war crimes. I cannot describe it anywhere else but crimes against humanity and war crimes. The videos that we are getting from those atrocities that they have committed in innocent civilians, in children, in women, in elderly people is absolutely devastating. And it is, I think, a wake-up call. It's a wake-up call because this will be remembered as the first day of war between Iran and Israel. Hamas wouldn't have been able to attack Israel that way if Iran wouldn't have backed it up physically, financially, and with its proxies as well. And this has to be a call on the international community. This is not only war on Israel, this is a war of radical Islam on the Western world. And if Israel loses this war, then the next front is going to be Europe and the rest of the Western world. And those images that are coming from Israel are just a bit of what can happen. I can tell you one thing, Sunil, to all of our enemy who might be watching us. Israelis are united right now in this war. We will be able to overcome it. We will be able to defend our people and our land as we've done many times before. Unfortunately, Hamas has forced us now to probably, and this is, I say, on my opinion and not in the government name, but Hamas has probably forced us to go now into Gaza in order to liberate women and children that they are holding hostages. This is going to be a long war, but we have to teach radical Islam a lesson that these things are unacceptable, not in Israel and not anywhere else in the world.
Sharon Haskell, in the recent past, we have seen that there has been, internal issues within, Israel. We have seen that there have been series of protests taking place against the judicial reforms. So has Hamas taken advantage of the internal situation of Israel?
These are internal issues, but let me send them one message. In anything to do on defending our people and our land, we are united together. All these internal battle we are putting aside, and we are going to concentrate on one thing and one thing only: to bring back the defense and the security to our people and to our country.
Right. Litil, coming to you. I mean, uh, Israel has been caught off guard. I mean, such kind of terror attacks have not been seen earlier. Although Israel has faced terrorism from the Palestinian terror groups, but the magnitude and the scale of this escalation is huge. So, I mean, has Israel been caught off guard, and has there been a major intelligence failure?
Yeah, I think that's a question that all of us are asking ourselves at the moment. But Israel, in the moment, is focusing in getting safety back to the people of Israel and getting back the hostages into Israel. All of those questions on what happened to the intelligence, we will be dealing with that in the upcoming weeks and months. At the moment, the main focus is getting back our women, children, elderly people from the Gaza Strip back into Israel. And I couldn't agree more with what MK Sharon Eskel just said about getting the international community to understand how severe this situation. We need everyone on board in the fight with Israel against the Islamic radical terrorists who did those horrific attacks into innocent Israeli civilians. So at the moment, the main focus is, first of all, getting back our men and women, and then dealing with the situation why Hamas is undeterred. And I think the people in Israel, both left and right, are expecting the government at the moment to hit back hard, because as you can see, Hamas is literally not deterred. So it's not just Hamas looking on what's happening now, it's the entire Middle East. It's Hezbollah sitting on our northern border, watching Israel's reaction.
I want to bring MK Sharon Haskell once again in this discussion. Ma'am, I just wanted to know one thing, that, what has led to this kind of escalation between Israel and Hamas? Because the scale and magnitude of this entire, confrontation is huge. I mean, Hamas is saying that they have carried out these operations because of the desecration of Al-Aqsa Mosque and the treatment that is being meted out to the Palestinian prisoners by Israel. But what exactly is the reason behind this sudden escalation?
The reason behind it is Iran. Iran is continuously provoking Israel. Iran is extremely worried about a relationship being built with Arabia, Saudi, and Israel together. Iran is scared of what's happening with its nuclear relationship between them and America, and what's happening in the boundaries that they're trying to set them. Iran is the one behind this attack. It's trying to take the focus, and it's attacking innocent civilians. It's been backing up Hamas. Hamas would not be able to commit an attack as it was if it wasn't for the physical backing of Iran and financial backing of Iran. We need to understand that they're the one who are provoking, and they're using proxies around the world. They are using the proxy of Hamas as well, who have declared war on Israel. And let me tell you one more thing, Sunil. They are using Hezbollah as their proxy as well. And you will see that, and we've seen that even tonight with some mortars that are being shot from our northern border by Hezbollah. This is backed up by Iran as well.
So you feel, sorry to interrupt you there. So you feel that Hezbollah could also escalate the tension on the northern side of Israel from Lebanon?
Of course, you just need to listen to what Hassan Nasrallah is saying and what Hezbollah spokespeople are saying. They are saying they are going to take part in this act of war as well. They are backing up Hamas, and they say they will not be afraid to do it. More so, tonight they already shot mortars through this border into one of the mountains here in Israel. This is just the start of this escalation. But we have a message to them as well. I tell them, do not attempt us on the northern border. President Biden sent a very strong message this morning as well, sending Hezbollah a message as well. Do not tempt America too. Even I saw the president of France backing Israel as well. The international community is standing behind Israel in that as well. And we hope that Hezbollah and Iran will not escalate the situation further than what it was later on, earlier
Mhm.
on.
Right, right. We also have with us Avishag Avinom. She belongs to Ashkelon city of Israel. The city is located near the Gaza Strip, and it faced the brunt of the rocket attacks from Hamas in the last 2 days. Avishag, what is the latest situation in Ashkelon?
Yeah, since 4 a.m. we haven't had any rockets firing towards our city. But I couldn't sleep, my family couldn't sleep. We were all alerted from the past 20 hours, that is, been through all over Israel and especially on the southern cities of the country. And yeah, so people are now mainly they're in a state of shock and overwhelmed from what is happening, especially watching all the footages circling online, social media, international outlets, and Hamas sharing them freely on TikTok, Instagram, um, Telegram as well. So watching all these footages, very disturbing footages that Lital and Sharon described before, just cannot keep you calm, cannot give you peace, even just to fall asleep. I can tell on myself, I didn't eat anything yesterday. I couldn't eat anything. I couldn't digest anything, just up until this morning, out of the fear and adrenaline and the constant thinking about what is happening to the people of Israel in southern Israel and my friends, my family. My sister, she lives in Mavki'im, which is even closer to Gaza, and she has twins and two little girls, and she's alone there with her husband. And while Hamas terrorists were roaming streets of small communities on the Gaza envelope, we were extremely scared, and so do they. Very scared from the situation, from what might happen to them, and so we were in constant communication with them via WhatsApp group, telephone, and so on. I can also share with you about my friend who she lives in Netiva Asara. I think after Sderot, it's the most affected community that was many of its citizens died. So she is living right next to the border with Gaza, and she was locked in their house in the house for about 13 hours, hearing gunshots right outside her home. And around 5 p.m. yesterday, when it finally cleared, they went outside and they took the car and they just vanished. And apparently they were the only house, the only family that stayed alive from the line of from the area of the houses that were there. Both of her neighboring families were found massacred in their houses. So this was a miracle for her. Um, and we are all thanking God that she's safe. And I cannot even imagine what the locals are going through right now, with all their families are just, dead